Meet, and quite unfortunately, meet Bryan Kohberger. For what this guy did, it's extremely difficult to be intellectually honest. So I'm going to try to be as much as I can. Don't care for the guy for obvious reasons. Let's find out what his face tells us about who he is. He's a combination between a bucket face and a fire face. So the bucket face is someone that likes to put things in their bucket. We love the process of thinking. We tend to overthink. We can think of creative solutions for every problem, but we can think of creative problems for every solution. It's rare for bucket faces males not to have some history of ADD. I will explain to you when we talk about his ears that this guy has ADD. The fire face is about being sensitive. In this case, too sensitive. So whatever caused him to walk the walk he walked is tied to his high intellect and his sensitivity. So let's dig a little deeper. We like to look at the right and left eye. The right eye is what we show to the world. It's our public persona. It's our mother's influence. The left eye is our true inner private self, and it's our father's influence. This is going to get creepy, but when we cover up his left eye and what he shows to the world, he's intense and he's got a lot of anger issues. Now, this is always freaky when you see it for the first time, but if you cover up this guy's right eye and look at only his left eye, what you see is rage. And just pure, unadulterated rage. Not a good thing, ever. What was this rage about? Where did it come from? Don't know, but there's some deep-seated junk going on in this guy. Now, look at his ears. You can't look at these ears and not notice that they're different heights. This indicates it didn't have good parental support growing up. Chances are his parents were divorced. You'll see that oftentimes when the ears are like this, but they're also very forward-facing. He loves to hear his own voice when you have forward-facing ears. He hears everything, but he does not listen. That's the other trait that you'll see with the forward-facing ears. Very common again in the ADD child. You can scream at them to go crazy and they'll hear you, but they don't listen. So it's a very fascinating trait. Notice also, we've talked many times, if you've watched any of the things I do, these lines that come down from the corner of the mouth. They're called falling lines. They indicate purpose, spiritual strength. His go way too long. When you see these very, very long, they're almost coming together on the bottom side. This is someone that's under an immense amount of stress. This is agonizing stress. Where that stress came from, I do not know, but this is not a healthy adrenal state. And what happens when your adrenals are weak, you don't react, you overreact. That's what an allergy is. Again, with his sensitive brain and his intellect, he just walked a strange walk that brought him into this world, onto this planet to do something absolutely horrific. Also notice that how indented his temples are. The temples represent spleen function, so a lot of immune issues come into play there, but they also represent your body's ability to be happy. This man has no joy. Certainly showed that in what he did, creating joylessness everywhere he went. Just a horrible, putrid human being. I do not like doing this. Underneath his eyes, you'll see the adrenal lines again, some kidney deficiency, a lot of fear in this guy's life. So that's our friend Bryan, and don't like reading these kind of face, but I did anyway. Hope you enjoyed. We're asked over and over and over again, can you read my face? The answer is yes. Matter of fact, I'd love to read your face. All you got to do is go to WTFWhyTheFace.com. Now, there's several options there. It's not a costly thing to do. First option is I can simply give you a written report. It'll be 7 to 8 pages long. I will read your face. I will go over psychological aspects, traits that are positive, traits that are negative, also some health issues. That is one fee. The second option is you'll also get a 7 to 8 page written report. Plus, I will physically call you. Questions will come up. I usually spend 30 to 60 minutes on the phone with you. Obviously, it's a little higher price because it's going to be more time involved. But a lot of questions will come up and you'll say, okay, I got that, but what does that really mean? And I can kind of explain a little more in depth. The third option is, again, 7 to 8 pages. I'll call you. But we can also discuss some options. If there's some things that you're concerned with, we can kind of point you in a direction. I can't physically treat you, but I can certainly make some suggestions when you talk to your own doctor. Pay attention to this or whatever it might be. So if you're interested, please upload your faces and we will be happy to read them for you. Would love to do it.